Hi everyone, so I just wanted to do a quick check-in for my no-buy. For those of you who do not know, even though I've talked about it non-stop, I am doing my second no-buy year. So how did January go? Well, I did not purchase anything in the month of January. There's been a couple of things that I've wanted to purchase, a couple of things I've really felt like maybe I needed to repurchase. I didn't buy anything because I can't afford to buy anything. I just feel like it's very important for me to be honest and to keep saying this because I'm sure there are a lot of other people as well who are probably in the same sort of situation I am financially in, where you cannot afford to buy the things that you want, or maybe even the things that you may need. Now, need is kind of a strong word when it comes to makeup. You can argue that you don't need makeup at all, which is totally valid. I think some people you don't need makeup. However, I feel like the society that we live in, women are kind of encouraged to wear makeup. I'm not saying that it's right, but it definitely leans that way, and I feel judged when I don't wear makeup at all. And I feel like that's when I get the most comments from people like, oh, are you okay? Did you sleep well? Are you feeling okay? Simply because I'm not wearing any makeup, or I'm wearing significantly less makeup than I usually do. But I can't afford it. I can barely afford groceries right now. Like I can barely afford to exist, let alone buying makeup. So any pretty colorful things, the pretty shiny things that I want, my crow brain cannot function right now because I just can't. I can't even entertain an idea, and it seems like it will be so far in the future before I'm able to do something like that. It sounds so dramatic, but I wish that I could. I get asked a lot from people if I'm going to buy a new product, or if I'm going to try something from a certain brand, or if I'm going to be supporting somebody's collaboration. And it's like, I wish I could, but I cannot afford it. And that has just become my new message to people. And I'm not trying to tiptoe around it anymore. I'm just simply saying I cannot afford it. It doesn't matter if I want it or don't want it. At this point, I cannot afford it. One thing that I really wish I had is the Urban Decay eyeshadow primer potion. I feel like my eyeshadow does not last anywhere near as long as it did when I used to use that stuff. I notice significant fading and creasing with every eyeshadow that I wear since I ran out of my primer potion. It sucks. Can't afford it. I'm not saying this to get sympathy. I'm just saying this because this is the situation that I'm in. And it's the reality for a lot of people that you may not be able to repurchase a Holy Grail. For me, that's a Holy Grail product and I cannot afford to repurchase it. And that's just what life is. And I just feel like it's really important to talk about this kind of stuff. I feel like it's not really talked about or sort of glossed over. Some people who are doing no buys or low buys or other sort of budgets are in a much better place financially. And I know some people are doing it for different reasons, and it's not just about the money, but sometimes, the money really matters. So anyway, if you are struggling financially and you can't afford to repurchase your Holy Grail products, no, you're not alone. I felt alone for such a long time with these sort of feelings, and even purchasing stuff at a time when I truly could not afford it, or realistically should not have been buying what I was buying, but was buying it anyway. I felt alone, and I felt like this is just what I was supposed to do. This is how I'm supposed to behave. I feel like there's a lot of encouragement for that in the beauty community, to be like, oh, just treat yourself, just buy it. Oh, it's only one little thing. Oh, you've been so good. You haven't bought something in such a long time. And I feel like there's just a lot of encouragement to spend or overspend when it may not be something that's practical for you in your situation. And that's why I have to be like standing firm and be like, I can't afford this stuff. So there's not a whole lot else to talk about. I've definitely window shopped a little bit, like looked online, looked at a couple of things, looked at a few new releases, and the urge to buy unnecessary things is definitely diminished quite significantly. There's some new collections that have come out or are coming out that I've been really intrigued by, and the things that I thought, like, in another life, I probably would have bought this stuff, or at least I would have considered buying this stuff, but now it's just not not even practical. I'm trying to really be careful with the products I'm using and not overuse things, but also trying to be cautious of things that I have that may no longer be good, because I really am at that point where if I have to get rid of things, I cannot replace them comfortably right now, despite my budget that I set for myself before. Just, I'm not in a place right now where I can really spend any extra money. So whatever I run out of for the foreseeable future, and I will not be able to purchase anything else. So it's kind of a tough place. It really is a forced no buy. Like, I have a couple of gift cards that I'm hoarding because I'm like, okay, sometime I'm gonna really need this. I'm gonna run out of something that is a staple for me, like a foundation or something. Like, I'm gonna have no foundations left, and then I'm gonna absolutely need one, and I'm gonna have to like use one of these gift cards or something. I feel like it's almost, in my mind, it's like break glass in case of emergency, which is like, I have that sort of ranking in my head where I'm just like, the basic products that I would absolutely need, which is sort of like the basic way I do my face, which is like, okay, I gotta make sure that I have something to conceal redness at minimum, and like brow stuff, because truly on like real low makeup days, it's like conceal redness, brows, you know, eyeliner, which I'm good for, mascara, like blush. And I have more than my share of blush, so I feel really good in that area. But just, I know I'm thinking ahead and probably overthinking and probably freaking myself out a little bit, thinking like, oh my God, I'm gonna run out of this stuff tomorrow, which is definitely not the case. But it's really easy to think about like worst possible case scenario and thinking about running out of something that you need and not being able to purchase a new one. It's kind of a tough situation to be in, and it's a little mentally exhausting. There's so much going on in my life right now, just on a personal level, and then just throwing that into the mix as well. It's a really big factor. Just having to constantly be worrying about money sucks. It really just, it does suck. There's no other way to describe it. It's just very unpleasant. So anyway, that is everything for my no buy check-in. I'm going to continue to do these updates probably monthly, just to discuss what I bought, if I bought anything, where things currently stand, you know, how difficult it is. Some people ask and have asked recently about, you know, how do I deal with wanting to purchase things, and how do I, you know, not purchase things. And that's just, I am very realistic with myself and with the numbers that I can't afford it, and that's what works for me, because that's just reality. I'm not going to put my little want for something sparkly, shiny, and new ahead of the practical life things that need to come first. So anyway, that is truly it this time. Let me know how you are doing with your no buy, low buy beauty budget. If you are doing any such thing, I would love to hear from you. Thank you so much for watching and spending a little bit of time with me today. I really, really appreciate it, and I hope we get a chance to chat soon. Bye for now.